Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another segment of Brian Reads the News. This one is coming to us from people.howstuffworks.com, titled 16 Dead Famous People and Their Shocking Last Words. We did a similar article last year and it was very well received, so we're going to continue with this one and read these off. It's by Devin Taylor. Let's take a look. For some reason, a lot is made out of a person's last words. Maybe it's expected that they will say something particularly profound or perhaps offer an apology or a confession of some sort. When it comes to famous people, maybe their adoring fans just want one last piece of celebrity to hang on to. Here are 16 examples of touching, clever, or just plain shocking last words. Alright, here's a look at the contents. Looks like 16 people here. Unfortunately, there's no photos to go along with this, but we're going to go through them kind of quick. Number 1, Joe DiMaggio. Number 2, Dimebag Darrell. Number 3, Elvis Presley. Number 4, Steve Jobs. Number 5, Joan Crawford. Number 6, Tupac Shakur. Number 7, R. Bud Dwyer. Number 8, Pierre Olin. Number 9, George Eastman. Number 10, Kurt Cobain. Number 11, Marie Antoinette. Number 12, Humphrey Bogart. Number 13, Gia Almond. Number 14, Walt Disney. Number 15, Princess Diana. And finally at number 16, Barry White. At number 16, Joe DiMaggio's final words were, quote, "I finally get to see Marilyn." The legendary Yankee slugger was married to Marilyn Monroe for less than 1 year, but she left a lasting impression on him. They were married briefly in 1954, but despite their breakup, DiMaggio always loved her. He claimed her body when she died in 1962 and took care of the funeral arrangements. When Joltin' Joe passed away in 1999, 37 years later, his last words were about his former wife. At number 15, Dimebag Darrell's final last words were, quote, "Van Halen." Dimebag Darrell Abbott was a legendary metal guitarist best known for his work with Pantera and Damage Plan. He was gunned down by a man named Nathan Gale during a concert in Columbus, Ohio in 2004. 3 other people died in the attack with several more wounded. At number 14, we got Elvis Presley's final last words were, quote, "I'm going to the bathroom to read." The king of rock and roll had a less than dignified death. He had a heart attack while in the bathroom at just 42 years old. His fiancée, Ginger Alden, wrote in her memoir that those were the last words Presley said before she later found unresponsive on the bathroom floor. At number 13 is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs' final last words were, quote, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow." The founder of Apple and technological visionary was considered by many to be the modern genius. He was also a well-documented jerk. Despite being the brain behind the revolutionary computing ideas like the iPod and the modern smartphone, Steve Jobs wasn't smart enough to trust the advice of doctors when he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He ignored their treatment options and tried to battle the cancer himself with a mixture of diet changes, herbal medicines, and acupuncture. He died in 2011 at the age of 56. At number 12 is Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford's final last words were, quote, "Damn it, don't you dare ask God to help me." Joan Crawford was an American film and television actress who lived to be 73 years old, but she wasn't ready to accept religion into life at the very end. She reportedly scolded attendants who were praying for her before passing away from heart attack in 1977. At number 11 is Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur's final last words were, quote, "F you." Apparently Tupac was ready to stay gangster until the very end. After being gunned down following a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas, he uttered these famous last words according to one officer. Shakur died 6 days later after being on life support. At number 10 is R. Bud Dwyer. R. Bud Dwyer's final last words were, quote, "Please leave the room if this will affect you." The Pennsylvania state treasurer R. Bud Dwyer may not have been famous before his death, but he certainly was after it. After being convicted of political corruption, Dwyer scheduled a news conference, presumably to announce his resignation from office. Instead, he read a final speech and then pulled out a .357 and shot himself in the head on live TV. At number 9 is Per Olin. Per Olin's final last words were, quote, "Excuse the blood." Per Olin, the lead singer of the Swedish death metal band Mayhem, had a flair for the dramatic. His stage name was simply Dead and was known for loud music and ghoulish makeup. He also had a long history of self-harm and depression. He slit his wrists and throat in 1991, leaving a suicide note that began with the apology, quote, "Excuse the blood." At number 8 is George Eastman. George Eastman's final last words were, quote, "To my friends, my work is done. Why wait?" George Eastman was the founder of Eastman Kodak, the company that would revolutionize the photograph industry. As he grew older, though, he found himself in severe pain from a spinal disorder. He committed suicide in 1932, leaving a short and simple note for his family and friends. At number 7 is Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain's final last words were, quote, "It's better to burn out than fade away." The man who helped pioneer the grunge music sound quoted another musician in his suicide note. That's a line from Neil Young's Hey Hey My Into the Black that Cobain included in his last words before shooting himself in 1994. It's hauntingly accurate, as Cobain and Nirvana went from being one of the biggest bands in the world to simply not existing overnight. At number 6 is Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette's final last words were, "Pardon me, sir, I did not do it on purpose." In the wake of the French Revolution, Marie Antoinette and her husband King Louis XIV were both executed for treason. Antoinette accidentally stepped on her executioner's foot while climbing the guillotine scaffold. Forever the lady, she apologized before promptly losing her head. At number 5 is Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart's final last words were, quote, "I should have never switched from scotch to martinis." The legendary American actor was most famous for his roles in films classics such as The Maltese Falcon and Casablanca. He was the leader of the Rat Pack before his death in 1957 and allegedly uttered this comical quip before passing away from cancer. At number 4 is Gia Almond. Gia Almond's famous last words were, quote, "Mom gets everything." The reality TV star, known for her stints on The Bachelor and Bachelor Pad, hung herself in 2013 at just 29 years old. Almond reportedly left a suicide note with the final words, "Mom gets everything," which we can assume was her attempt at making a will. She officially died 2 days later when hospital staff removed her from life support. At number 3 is Walt Disney. Walt Disney's last words were, quote, "Kurt Russell." This one remains a mystery to this day. The man who was responsible for the creation of Disney scribbled down the name of then-child actor Kurt Russell on a piece of paper as his final communication in 1966. His family couldn't figure out why, and even Russell himself says he doesn't know the significance. At number 2 is Princess Diana. Princess Diana's final last words were, quote, "Oh my God." Princess Di is still one of the most remembered celebrity deaths of all time. Her car crash in a Paris tunnel in 1997 when her driver lost control at high speed while drunk. According to a firefighter who was part of the first response team, Diana's last words were, "Oh my God." And finally, at number 1 is Barry White. Barry White's final last words were, quote, "Leave me alone, I'm fine." Barry White was an excellent singer and songwriter, but not very good at medical diagnosis. While in the hospital for high blood pressure and a failing liver, White allegedly told his nurses to stop bothering him. Bad advice. He passed away shortly after. He was 58. So there you have it, another successful Brian Reads the News segment. Again, this one coming to us from people.howstuffworks.com, titled 16 Dead Famous People and Their Shocking Last Words. Like I said earlier, I do have some more videos like this up on the channel. People seem to like this one. The last time I did it, it went over very well, and a lot of people watched it. So if you like this sort of thing, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out those other videos. And if you want to subscribe, here's a look at my channel. Real easy to find. It's just my name, Brian Kingsbury. Go on up there, hit that subscription button. As you can see there, we're currently sitting at 1.1 thousand subscribers with 4.4 thousand videos, so there's plenty for you to watch up there. Go on up there, subscribe, and then ring that notification bell. Every time you ring that notification bell, you'll be notified when a new video drops. That way you won't miss out on any of the videos. I thank you for watching this one to the very end. If you could do me a huge favor, give this one a big thumbs up and go ahead and comment your favorite quote. Your favorite final quote. Was the one that kind of stuck with you? Put that in the comment section. Let's get a little dialogue going and help this video get a few eyes on it. Thanks again for watching this one to the very end. Again, I'm Brian Kingsbury. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.